Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Got a short video for you today. We're gonna peel back the layers as we've done so many times before. Today we're gonna talk about the actual age of adulthood. In the research papers we currently have available in the publicly reported medical literature, they say we become adults as human beings around the age of 30 to 35. That's when our brain matures. Why is that relevant? I'm about to tell you. So, there's a lot of things on TV or social media that we are being told to prioritize different things like political agendas wrapped up in quote unquote social justice as it's been taught to us in these last 40 years. But meanwhile, there is this additional layer of reality that few can ascertain, and that's why I'm making these videos. So, an adult really matures, the brain matures at around 40 years old. In the medical papers, they say, oh, the brain matures around 30, 35, but that is a young adult, okay? An actual adult occurs from 40 years onwards. And when we examine the natural lifespans and ratios of other vertebrate mammals, especially primates, we discover that humans are very unique, almost unexplainably unique, in that we sire our young for about 40 years until the time in which they're becoming adults. And the usual suspects who we're always talking about, they learned this long ago, many thousands of years ago. And that is why they kind of manipulate our society into this kind of scholastic framework. Once again, created by the white Jewish, Christian, Arab, secret ancient royal families that have pretty much curated our medical literature, our universities, grade school, preschool, this type of thing. And for instance, in our country, the United States, you can vote and you're a legal adult at the age of 18. And without this profound knowledge that I just shared with everyone about a true adult being 40 years of age, we as individuals will become caught up in several different psychological operations like global climate. I have to speak like this so I don't get deleted. Change, as well as Trump, QAnon, electric cars. I mean, the list goes on and on. So we are being mobilized as children, right? Essentially, we're still children until the age of 30 to 35. We're being mobilized at this young age, indoctrinated in universities, and then mobilized against each other, conservatives versus liberals, progressives. All the while while our brain being underdeveloped as a child's brain. So we then become actioned and mobilized, like I said, to support several different global agendas, technological, infrastructural, social, and we think we're on the right side of history. That's how we've thought for the past 500 years, 1,000 years. And yet the world looks like it does today. So when we analyze other primates, they can bear children quite young comparatively to humans. And their lifespan is also somewhat comparable to humans, at least in captivity. And so in previous videos, I've gone over this as well, how humans, right, like if we are having children and raising them to the age of 40, and then we're typically life expectancy is between 60 and 80 on average, at least in this country, the United States. That seems kind of unusual, right? We spend half of our life raising a child, which does not happen. It's not that big of a chunk of time in other vertebrate mammals like dogs or other primates. And as I've indicated in the past research papers and presentations that I've made, humans have been naturally documented to live around 200 years. And this makes more sense when we compare the life ratios of the different vertebrate mammals, primarily primates, when we compare that to humans, because then the number of years that it takes to properly rear a child into adulthood makes more sense when we're living to the age of 200. But there are several factors that prevent us from living to that age. Industrial pollutants, industrial farming methods that contain pollutants, different medical schedules that they give the children and mandate to children, alternating current. We've gone all over this at length in my scientific presentations that I give freely to the world. So this is just another one of those subtleties that helps a lot to comprehend when we as individuals are still capable of original thought, because we're making all these decisions in an immature mental state, emotional, psychological state. And we're being mobilized without our knowledge in such a state to perform the modern agenda, the globalist agenda. So yeah, make sure to explain this to everybody, because it's very important again, and we're being taken advantage of on a massive level, and it's just so wrong. So yeah, try to explain this deep level of knowledge to others so that they can liberate themselves and their families and not be captured by these political agendas, both for and against the typical talking points that I cannot mention without being flagged on the internet and summarily deleted by the AI. Agendas that are contained in the progressive movement, the liberal movement, the conservative movement, the libertarian movement. All of these political movements are the physical mobilization of our people, again, when they're in a very vulnerable and naive state of mind, being still a child until the age of 40. So keep this all in mind. Appreciate it, guys. Hope you're all doing well out there. Good to see you all.